alpha men who
No,
don't
real
like...
men don't get angry. Or any man that has anger is a woman.
Okay, I don't know what to say to that. Not at all, no.
Do I get a bump on that?
No.
What would it take to get a bump?
Something that I agree with.
Are whites today responsible for black people's problems?
In a systemic sense, partially maybe, yeah.
No. And this is where I completely draw the line. You cannot sit here and blame white people for black people problems.
When you call the cops.
I noticed you mentioned black men, right? And
yeah.
Cops. I've noticed that other women, races of women are verbally and violent toward men, right? But black women tend to lead the way with verbal abuse and physical abuse because they are so mean. Have you noticed that?
Have I, as a black woman, noticed that?
Yeah, because they got this. You know,
I have not noticed
black
that.
women they'll use the tongue like a belt.
Well, as a black woman who doesn't do that.
But you do know that black women are like that, right?
I know a lot of people who are like that.
How about black women?
I know that I'm not like that.
How about black women?
I know the women, black women in my family don't use.
How about black women? Aren't they like rough when it comes to the mouth?
Well, they meaning
you
me.
You probably would have them pick up a brick and hit you rather than that tongue.
So if you guys don't know, this video is about are white people responsible for black people's problems in society. And right now, Jesse Lee Peterson is talking about one of the main stereotypes when it comes to a portion of black people. Specifically, he's talking about black women having very sharp tongues. The reason why he's probably bringing something like this up is because when you look at our marriage rates between black men and black women, or I'll just talk about our marriage rates, you can kind of possibly use this to highlight why our marriage rates are so low in our community. You could say, oh, it's because black women don't communicate well with black men. That's something I need to look into. I never actually investigated that or researched that, so I'm not going to speak too heavily on it. I will say this though, there does seem to be some type of language barrier between black men and black women on some level. I'm not going to say it's black women's fault, and I'm not going to say it's black men's fault, but our marriage rates show this. But let's continue. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Let's go.
As a black woman, no.
But
I'm not going to lump all of who I am.
Not all, but most black women are like that. Very nasty.
I'm not even going to say most. Sorry.
Very nasty.
Sorry. Am I nasty right now?
No, you're being sweet.
There you go.
You know why?
Jesse, there you go.
You know why?
Why?
Because
I can't wait. I can't wait for the answer. I can't wait.
Because you were raised in a white community.
I knew you were going to say it.
So you're not all black. You know what I'm saying? You're not like black girl.
You know what,
Jesse? And you don't rock.
You're the first person to say that to me that wasn't white.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's
but you do know right?
No.
Yeah, if you were raised in a black community, you would have that black attitude.
My mom was raised in an all-black town.
That's why she left.
No, she was there her whole schooling. She graduated, got her PhD.
When she became an adult.
Yeah, but she grew up in an all-black town, and that's the first thing he said.
And what was the first thing she did when she became an adult? Got the H out of that black town, right?
Well, because she wanted to go to college.
Of course.
And so she went to college.
And look how it paid off for you.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I didn't agree to anything. Nope.
So I'm going to get some thoughts on this. I'm going to give my own personal insight. The reason I think there's a problem with this is because it's using black and white as a monolith for good and bad. It's using them kind of interchangeably. And I think that in itself is an issue. I don't think it makes sense to use black town and white town as a metaphor for good and bad, especially in real life. The problem is that the majority of black towns are broke. And unfortunately, there's a broke mentality that comes with living in an area where you're always on survival mode. And when you grow up in that area and we are always surrounded by that area, you will meet a lot of bad people. You'll meet a lot of people who have terrible attitudes, who do not wish the best for you. And a lot of black towns are like that. There's also a lot of any race of towns that are like that, considering that America is only about 12% black. So I'll say that. Another thing is the reason people grow up and move to white towns is because people want to move to more affluent towns in general. And since America is 70% white, it's just a high likelihood that majority of these towns will be majority white. So I'm going to say I don't think it's a monolith for good and bad when it comes to black and white, obviously. And the fact that he's trying to at least loosely convey this, I don't think it's a good idea. But let's continue.
You don't even act like a black woman.
How are we supposed to act?
Like you're acting.
No, I don't act like a black woman. So how are we supposed to act?
The way you're acting.
We're supposed to act like me.
Yes.
Okay, so there's one way to be?
Yes.
Are all black men supposed to act like you?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's
Isn't that amazing?
I can't argue with you.
Isn't that amazing?
Opinion. No, I'm not going to fist bump that.
Hey, don't leave me hanging.
I can't. I got to leave you hanging on that one.
I just gave you
with respect, I got to leave you hanging with that.
I just gave you an amazing compliment.
I don't know if it was. It was a little backhanded.
How's that? No, that was a serious, amazing compliment. I'd rather to see black women acting like they have sense the way you're doing than acting like other stuff they do.
What I'm saying is that anytime someone told me that I kind of act white, it was this thing of because black people aren't good
Before we get too deep, let me know what you guys think about this topic.
enough.
No, because they're like loud.
So you're good enough because you act white. That's what it feels like, and so I can't fist bump you on that. Absolutely not. No.
Would you rather act black or act white?
I act black because I am black.
You do not act black.
I act like an educated black woman because I am an educated black woman.
Do you train other black women how to act like this?
No, I'm a dating and consent coach.
Oh, I see. So I looked up the word woke, and I called woke friends of mine. They woke, and they said that woke means alert to injustice in society, such as racism. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty fair general definition. Yeah.
There's no such thing as racism. That word is made up in order to deceive the blacks and control them.
I think that racism is a real thing. But you know what? But I won't disagree with you in the sense that I think that racism is a construct of American society. It's definitely very real, I feel though. And I feel like if there is a more powerful race that has power over another one, you can't help but have feelings attached to that. And
I disagree. Because in any society, there will always be a more powerful majority. Always. Always, always, always. This whole idea of every single race, and I mean, I'm talking about literal. I'm not talking about figurative and symbolically. I'm talking about literal. I'm talking about positions in government, positions in power, distribution of wealth. The idea that every single race will have an exactly equal distribution of all power has literally never happened in human history. And it will never happen. That's just not realistic. The problem that people have, and let's be honest, is that they don't like the fact that maybe white people have the majority of the power and the wealth in their eyes. They don't like that. And they're trying to phrase that as racism. And it's not necessarily racism. Because we have to also remember that choices determine, at least in some sense, how much wealth or how much power you have. So you just can't be mad at a race because they have more power and more wealth than you. Nonetheless, racism obviously exists. I'm sure everyone watching this video, despite race, gender, has dealt with some type of prejudice or racism or sexism or anything along those lines. I am 100% sure that the majority of people watching this video have dealt with it. But when you're trying to blame power distribution or resources or anything along those lines on just pure racism and using that as an excuse as to why, in your opinion, black people don't have what they want in society, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to let you spread that narrative.
And judge groups because of it. And I think racism comes out of that disparity.
So then, if I don't believe the word racist, I know it doesn't exist, but let's say it does, right?
It does
So
exist.
are you saying that blacks are racist toward whites because now they have power over the whites?
Black
Do
people
black
can
people
be
have
racist.
power over white
Yeah,
people?
they're everywhere now.
They?
The blacks.
Are you black?
What do you mean?
You say it like you're not.
How's that?
You said they, blacks, they do this. Blacks, they do that. Like, you say it as if you're removed from it.
I'm
As if like you were a white person in blackface or something. I'm really trying. Seriously, you're kind of like, I'm confused.
Why are you associated with that? Why can't I just have my own mindset and I see that the blacks are wrong?
Because you say it like that. You say the blacks like you're not.
But
Like I don't say the blacks because I know I'm black, so I just say, I.
But why include yourself? You're nothing like them. Why include yourself?
Like them.
The blacks.
I'm nothing like them, but I am black. I'm just.
But you're not like them at all.
Like them.
She actually is making a pretty good point. When you say in this instance, the blacks, he is at least subconsciously removing himself from blacks. But the problem with that is that you are literally African American or literally brown skin. So when you say the blacks, you're saying black people do this, you are literally included in that definition because you are that. So this is why I have the whole narrative that I don't think it's right to blame behavior on skin color. Because I think there are amazing people who are black. I think there are amazing people who are white, Asian, Indian. I don't think amazingness, I don't think being a good human is indicative or is representative by your skin color. I think there are good and bad people despite your skin color. I don't think that's a prerequisite to being a good or bad person. And I'm hoping my viewers also think the same thing. Obviously, there are stereotypes for every race, and there are, statistics that are represented in every race. But I'm talking about everyday people. I'm talking about me and you. Me and you. My skin color has nothing to do with how good or bad of a person I am, and yours doesn't either. And the fact that we refuse to acknowledge that is why we have so many issues. We're going into life thinking that someone is bad, or even if we're talking about ourselves, people have thought we were bad or you were bad based off of something that you can't even control, and that's not right, and that's not something I'm going to spread on my channel. So let's continue.
And like they're all one kind of way.
You're not like angry, and you're not blaming the whites, and you're not begging for free stuff.
I have angry moments.
Well, I'm sure that all women are angry. I'm sure of that, but
we have angry moments, partially because of these kind of things. We get real angry. That's right.
Why?
That's right, Jesse.
Why? You make a good point, right?
I know I make a lot of good points on this show. You're welcome.
Why do women hate the truth so much that they get angry when they hear it about themselves?
I would say that I know just as many men and other genders who get angry when they hear the truth.
But those are not real men. Those are beta men. They have women mindsets.
No, I know some real alpha men who
no,
don't
real
like...
men don't get angry. Or any man that has anger is a woman.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Not at all, no.
Do I get a bump on that?
No.
What would it take to get a bump?
Something that I agree with.
Are whites today responsible for black people's problems?
In a systemic sense, partially maybe, yeah.
No. And this is where I completely draw the line. And this is why I have an issue with these type of discussions. You cannot sit here and blame white people for black people problems. The same way you cannot blame black people for white people problems or any race for any race's problems. Because I think sometimes we forget what systemic means. We forget what these phrases actually mean in real life. If you look at systemically, America, we have a Republic Democratic, like that's our political system. Meaning that we have representatives who write laws, we have representatives that we elect, so on and so forth. Meaning I cannot vote for a representative that comes out of Texas. I can only vote for representatives that come out of my place. Meaning I'm only responsible, at least even partially, for the representatives in my place, or even if we look at a big representative like Donald Trump or something along those lines. Yeah. The point that I'm getting at is there are billions of people, millions of people in the United States who just live normal lives, who have no government power, who just wake up, go to work, spend time with their family, do hobbies, go fishing, do whatever they like to do. I like to play basketball in my free time. I don't know what other people like to do. The point that I'm getting at is that how are they responsible for your issues? How are they responsible for your problems? They didn't write no laws. They didn't write any piece of legislation. They weren't alive 150 years ago for any of that. They had nothing to do with that. And they literally had nothing to do with that. The same way I literally had nothing to do with a lot of these other issues. And when we say the overbearing phrase that white people are responsible for black issues, we are blaming the average everyday white American for black issues when literally they had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. And we sometimes forget that there are other races in the United States who also can vote. So when we say these phrases, they're not loosely responsible for your issues. They literally, objectively have nothing to do with your issues, the same way you have nothing to do with their issues. We just wake up and live our lives.
Are you okay celebrating Black History Month?
Yeah, I'm
You
celebrating
Black
it.
History
Yeah.
Month. Will you celebrate White History Month with me?
If you're not white, I don't think. So it would be weird for us to celebrate it.
Should white people celebrate Black History Month?
Yes.
Do you love white people?
I like them.
Do you love white people?
Love?
Do you love white people?
I love people.
Do you love black people?
I do, because I am a black person. The only category I love are black people because I am black and I like everybody else. I
So
love
you
people.
just love the blacks, but you like everybody else.
Well, I am that. I love.
And here's how you know that this is racist. Here's how you know. If I can get your skin color and just change it, and what you say automatically becomes a problem, then it's racist. Like if you were a white man and you said, well, I only love white people, everyone else, I just like them because I'm white. I only love white. That would be considered racist. By every metric, every standard, that would be considered racist. And I get it. There are different levels of, in your mind, oppression that exist. There are literal different levels of wealth that exist in the United States based off of racial demographics. I would admit that that's just the truth. But this is racism. This is not spreading love. If a white person heard this, or an Indian person heard this, or an Asian person heard this, if any group of people heard this, this won't make them better in any way.
Love myself.
All right, and so you just love the blacks and like everybody else?
I don't like the way you're saying it. I love all people, and that's how I started this.
Oh, may I tell you why I started White History Month? This is our third year coming up.
You started it.
Yes.
I should have done my research. Okay, go on.
Let me know what you guys thought about that. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.